is great with you today? Where your energy at, man? We on YouTube right now. We live, so we can interact. You can communicate. I'm here with you. If you haven't yet, subscribe, like, and if information makes sense to you, share it with somebody. So this morning we're in the kitchen with Yaya. She's doing some food processing over there in the corner. I'm right here in the kitchen. You're gonna do some strawberries, carrots, celery, and cucumbers. I feel like why not go live and just let this thing vibe while we're doing what we're doing. Oh, we got somebody tuned in. Thank you. That's what's up. Any comments? Please leave it in the box down below, and I would definitely get to it. Any questions? Any comments? Please feel free to. If you're looking wherever you're looking at it at, leave the comments down low, and I will scroll through and check it. People asking me lately, like, Coach, like we know you was aggressive, we know you'll knock a motherfucking hair off their shoulders. How you became so calm? I'm like, how did I become so calm? I had to think about that because my lifestyle is not based on something cause likes or what people looking at. I just was tired of being uncomfortable in my own skin. So I had become aware of what was actually the root situation of it. I had to get out of that dualistic looking like I should be this way, I should be that way. That wasn't making sense to me. I realized that awareness is way, way more important than consciousness because I'm gonna say it again, awareness is way more important than consciousness. And the reason why I say that because awareness was here before consciousness. You could be conscious, but still not aware of what's going on. But if you are aware, now you're the master of your consciousness. Because let me give you what is coming from. What created us? Source creator is beyond time and space, and we're trying to find that same entity within time and space. That's not gonna work. We're trying to become conscious of something that that's way beyond consciousness. It's called awareness. Con- Awareness is somewhere that consciousness cannot be at. You're conscious right now because you're watching me live on your tool, your instrument. But does that mean that you are aware of what I'm saying? Aware of what I'm doing? Actually, yeah. She always trying to be conscious of something, always trying to be aware. So other favorite thing is, Coach, can I ask you a question? I'm like, yeah, okay. What's the question? And what's crazy is 9.5 times out of 10, just by me sitting and listening to Yaya, say, you know what, Coach, don't worry about it. I answer my own question. So sometimes we just need somebody to be aware of our consciousness. Once again, I want you to start working on being aware and not just conscious because we could be aware once again, but not conscious of where our energy is being invested. That's why I speak about things about segmented intentions. We can meditate in the morning and meditate at night, but what about in that midday where we might not have eaten yet or we're slightly agitated? That's the best time to take time and pause and have that segmented time where I did check in with myself and become aware of where my consciousness is. So I want you to go above being conscious and become aware of what's going on. We're going to work on awareness. We want to work on awareness. So the next thing I'm talking about, the progression of awareness. We're under this illusion that because I come conscious, something's going to reveal itself to me. No, that's only the progression of awareness that's already growing. It's almost egotistical saying something is developing because you're looking at it. What makes you think that you're so important that something's going to evolve because you're looking at it? No, it's the progression of your awareness. Your awareness is aware of it presenting itself as consciousness. That's the progression of awareness. If you're conscious, that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. You became aware of it. It didn't become there just because you became conscious of it. You became aware of it in your consciousness. Did that make sense to y'all? Did that make y'all that makes sense to you?
Yes.
That makes sense to you because y'all almost say like, okay, coach, I don't really quite get what you said. Help me understand what you said a little better, coach. So when y'all say she get it like that right there, that means makes sense. Y'all, you just saying that because you don't.
No, I get it.
Okay.
Like with me, I'm aware of my consciousness, but I still have to do things every single day to be present, to be aware of what's going on. Just because I'm conscious don't mean that I'm aware, because I've been conscious, but I haven't been aware. So that takes you being in the present every day and every second.
So they see you turn around like it's nothing. So yeah. So it's like anything. Our awareness is the core of who we are. Because once this flesh decides to return its prana back to the source, what else do we have? All we have is our consciousness. Like we have this. Once again, I love this book right here, Power versus Force. We start the book club this Thursday. This book is so solution based. It's speaking about coming from a non-dualistic standpoint. To the point, if I'm saying I'm enlightened and you're not enlightened, that's dualistic. I'm putting you against me. I don't want that. It's not about right, wrong. It's not about up and down. The main thing is to be. Is the simplest and only fact that it is. The only thing we really can be is just to be. A lot of times I got caught up, and what helped me become a whole lot calmer was I stopped trying to be Nike and just do it. And I became the spirit and I just be it. To be is simply the only fact there is. What else can you do but just be? If you was an elephant, you couldn't be doing a giraffe or vice versa. You could only be an elephant. You could only be a giraffe. But you as a human, with your cunning awareness, you think you can be something you're not. You're trying to do something instead of being something, instead of being that spiritual being, instead of being that change that you want to see, instead of you being that vessel for the Most High to shine through you to show the grace of what's going on. For me to be calm and cool and collective, people still don't believe that. They think it's hoodoo, they think it's magic until they talk to me. Once they have a conversation with me, they come within my energy sphere, they know their only awareness. We have different levels of awareness. Y'all, you finna say something?
No, excuse me.
No, I heard you breathe. What's up?
I was gonna say, so how do you connect being calm, cool, and collective with just being?
Say it again real slow. You answer your question. Say it again real slow.
How do you connect with being calm, cool, and collective with just being?
You just said you just being. You're being cool, calm, and collective. Most times we're being aggressive and mad, right? So not to just be cool, calm, and collective, right? Just be. You just be mad, right? You just be upset. So why I just can't be cool? Why I just can't be calm?
Well, if you start feeling that,
I can feel it, but I ain't gotta be that.
Be that.
I can still feel that, right? But I ain't gotta be that. Make sense? I can feel it, but that don't mean I gotta be it. It's trying to, and that feeling is showing me that I'm having a thought that my spirit agrees with. You follow me? So that means a lot of times in my mind, I'm trying to do something, and that doing something creates a certain type of thought that I'm having. Now I get the feeling that my spirit ain't quite agreeing with. I'm trying to do something that actually being what I am, which is a spiritual being conscious of what's going on, of my awareness. You feel me?
So if someone is doing something that you don't agree with, then in that situation, you either change your perspective or you step away.
Okay, that's a good question. Is somebody doing something that I don't agree with? First of all, I ask myself, who the fuck am I to worry about what they're doing don't agree with me? So now I check myself. Why am I not allowing this person to be? You follow me? That comes once again, ego. Ego is so petty. That shit creep in like, hey, how you doing? So you know it. Now you judging people, you critiquing people, you beating yourself up. Now I become an attractive factor for low vibration energy. That makes sense? I'm too busy trying to do something instead of me just being what I am right now, which is joy, which is love, which is bliss. I ain't gotta do nothing else. By me doing makes me angry and frustrated because I feel like when I'm gonna get there, when I'm gonna be done. How about not? How about not? When not never come, now I'm pissed the fuck off. You feel me? So this is why I want to go live with Yaya because she always helps to break it down. And I like baby food. If somebody's trying to teach you something and can't break it down to baby food, 9 times out of 10, you know what? They don't know what the fuck they talking about, or they never experienced it. I've met a lot of spiritual people who are Rhodes scholars who read about stuff. We sat and had a conversation. I seen what separated me from them because it was my experience base, not just me reading it, but me experiencing and me growing through it. That makes sense. Sometimes we have to experience things to change the way we're thinking of things. It helps our awareness become a whole lot more keen and precise because now we are aware that we are conscious. We are aware of where our consciousness is being invested. So now, if I take back that control, I am the master of my time, my space, and energy because I am aware of where my consciousness is flowing. So if I become aware of my consciousness flowing, how could I remain in lower vibration unless I become what? Unaware. Because if I'm conscious of something, I could be conscious of past trauma that brings on that old emotion and feeling right now. Now, if I don't become aware, it would kidnap me emotionally and drag me back to a situation could have been 10 years ago. But I'm feeling it on an emotional level right now. But when you become aware, you can take back your consciousness from the old vibration, old traumatic situation. That makes sense to you, Yaya? Yes, it do. Yes, it do. I gotta check in sometimes because just because it makes sense to me, don't mean it's gonna make sense to you because I see it in my mind already. Just because I see it now, I have to come up with a way to make it plausible in your mind. So now it can be your sense, it can be your empowerment. And what helped me was the food I eat. It ain't just about the food I eat, it's about Yaya preparing this food for me because a lot of times I'll be doing something, I say I'm gonna eat something, I might get a smoothie, but I don't have the proper nourishment within my body. I learned that if I don't eat enough, my sugar drops, I become hyperglycemic and I get very aggressive. So if you're dealing with anger issues, you might want to check your sugar. So if you're not eating appropriately and your sugar drops, you can get very aggressive. Remember that Snickers commercial? You're not yourself when you're hungry. That was me. So when people came around me like, you feel a little aggressive. Like they asked you, did you eat? Like, no, not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. So I'm here. I'm trying to see if anybody got any comments or anything to add to what I got going on. Let me check in the rooms here. Um okay. No way energy at. No problem. Check zodiac sign, see where you at. And I know what? I wanna take this nice and slow with you. I don't want to use these big old words that you don't understand. I want you to grasp the concept of your awareness itself is beyond consciousness. Because if you're not aware, how could you be conscious? Yeah, I'm a conscious brother. I'm conscious of the. But what are you conscious of? I want you to be aware. Like, okay, I'm aware. I'm aware of my past trauma. I'm aware that I need to eat. I'm aware I need to breathe. I'm aware I should. I'm aware that if I meditate, yeah, you know what? We ain't meditating anymore. I meditated before you came.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I had to. It's like an alignment, you know.
I know. I attempted and then just start making phone calls.
No problem. It ain't what you ain't supposed to do. It's a lesson that we learning here. And listen, it's no right or wrong. It just is, you feel me? And so a lot of times in life, we get caught up in judging ourselves and based on what other people doing, other people saying. Man, listen, your path is your path. It ain't nobody else's path. It ain't your preacher path. It ain't your guru path. It ain't your master path. It's your path. It's up to you how you walk it. If we trying to pretend and walk a certain way that somebody said we should be walking it, we're not gonna be able to maintain it because you know what? It's not ours. You have to make this lifestyle yours. You have to allow yourself room for errors. I'm an entrepreneur. You might be an entrepreneur too, or you might work for somebody. In their business plan or your business plan, we have a section where we have a space for losses. We have a space that something might get stolen. What's your life plan for you? When you wake up in the morning, as that prana goes through your body, what is your awareness on about what you're gonna do today? You gonna wake up and give that energy of fear all your attention again, or you gonna wake up and become aware, and you're gonna use that energy before it uses you, and put that energy of gratitude and being joyful and being bliss, putting that work in what you truly want. I'm 48, so I think I'll be 48 this year. Yeah, I'll be 48 this year. I don't look at age, you know. I don't feel that way, you know. If I felt my age, I feel like I'm probably like 70,000 years old, really. Yeah, man. This ain't not. That sound like it. And this is what I want y'all to understand, man. Listen, this right here, this is an earth suit, man. Like this is an earth suit. When we take our last breath, we lose like 28 ounces. 28 ounces? Somewhere in that nature. That's the spirit leaving the body. The spirit has a small weight to it. But we're being too fleshly. We're eating too much flesh, listening to lower vibration things. How could we possibly elevate to a higher level and maintain it without burning ourselves out? Like this, let me tell you, it's a trick that he taught us. They want us to focus on being stars. But a star has to work so hard to shine that bright. And at the end of that cycle of shining so bright, it explodes into nothing, into dust. On the other hand, a planet is always moving and it can sustain life. So why didn't they never teach us to be a planet? Why they want you to focus on being a star? People know me, they all been knowing I've been telling myself I'm from Pluto, I'm a Plutorian. I feel that way. Be like, where you from? Hey, you from Mars, huh? Okay, yeah, y'all getting involved. She from Mars. Man, you know what? This is an interlude to something I want to talk about. If you was a superhero, what would your superhero name be, and what would be your special power? I'm gonna go first. I know it's not no surprise to y'all, but I would be Man. And my special power would be helping you see yourself in an unconditional way so you can recognize your core. And once you recognize that the core of who you are, your belief's going to change. And once your belief change, you start knowing all that low vibration energy you will release from your body because you know that you no longer need it. Yep. So, yeah, man. Becoming calm. It's a task. It's something that I teach y'all to dedicate every breath we take. We have a choice to decide how would I represent myself and how would I show up today. When you become responsible for the energy that you're toting around with you and leaving, to me, that's a sign of enlightenment. You're not looking at it from a dualistic standpoint. This right, this wrong. We want to look at everybody from the essence and core of what they are, divinity within itself. When you look at your brother or your sister, if you see the core and essence of what they are, how can't you love that? Because we got this separation, and it's them and it's me. We are all one, baby. When you understand we all one, we can separate from that duality. Frankie Beverly and Mays always said it. We are one. And y'all humming something in the back right now too.
The same song.
Okay, okay, man. It's a conversation, man. So if you feeling yourself, if you love being you in this moment as you evolve to your higher self, oh man, you got love for your neighbor. You got love for your past. You looking forward to your future because it's so bright because you maintaining your nowness. Man, give me 5 on a melanated side, baby. That means you say, heal, Jill. Stop rejecting your aggression. Your aggression is part of that warrior spirit. Your aggression is part of your zodiac sign. Your aggression is part of your ancestral heritage. I'm a Virgo. So us as Virgos, not only am I a Virgo, I'm a Virgo level 3. So the communication, the clarity is so important to me. The beauty, the the order of the zodiac sign of Virgo is so lovely. But then the Pisces, oh my God, the opposition. The Pisces, it like sporadic behavior. They're doing this stuff just that's not even off the cuff. And me being that Virgo, I gotta maintain to still feed my Pisces side. Then on the moon side, I got a Taurus, the bull, that's stubborn and sometimes just want to sit still and be stagnated. Look at y'all breathing. I wonder if she's a Taurus. I wonder if she's a Taurus. So yeah. So okay. People always ask me a relationship question. Listen, okay, for the record, yes, I'm in a relationship. I'm married actually. I'm in a committed relationship with my motherfucking spirit. Yeah, I'm fully committed. So ain't no, you know what I'm saying? Yes. You need to marry your spiritual self too, your spiritual aspect. Be committed to that. Stop overcommitting to these old sorry behind goddesses and sorry behind God that's halfway doing shit. Marry yourself. And when you marry yourself and you raise that vibration, you can't help but attract not somebody with potential, but somebody that's already in their awareness, that's healing their traumatic side, that's not letting that trauma hold them back. We can use the title. I can call myself a preacher, I can call myself a pastor, I can call myself a master, but if my behaviors not reflecting that title, it don't mean shit. And just because I curse, what that means? A curse word is when I talk back to myself saying, I ain't about nothing, I'm not worthy. That's a curse. If I say fuck, if I say damn, if I say motherfucker, if I say bitch, that don't mean nothing. That make me less what? Nothing. Because I'm loving me unconditional. My boss is the most high. If I'm breathing, I mean I must been get fired yet. When the universe chooses you, man, can't nobody unchoose you. The universe has chosen you, but have you chosen yourself? Are you allowing yourself to be vulnerable? Y'all say, Coach, people need to see you more often because you so cool, but you're not vulnerable enough. Let people see what's going on. So this is me being vulnerable. The speech impediment, the talking too fast, the feelings, the background, man, all that's part of the experience. Not only am I book smart, I'm street smart too, and that makes it dangerous.
And spiritually wise.
Oh, and spiritually wise. And I'm gonna tell you the funky part about it was I don't knock nobody that's been in prison to get that knowledge. But my freedom was not taken from me in order for me to become wise and in tune. That's not what got me here. What got me here was my spiritual uncomfortableness. You see my sanctuary over here. You see my books. You see what I got going on over here. It ain't just talk the mirror workers over there. You see the mirror. I gets it in. I spars with myself. I'm continually chasing my inner involvement to evolve within myself, to understand what I am as a spiritual being and what my purpose is. My purpose ain't here to be suffering and pain. I'm suffering from joy because I'm so happy that I can feel this freedom within. I can be myself. I can be vulnerable and not concerned what people are thinking or saying. I care. I just don't mind. If people talk about source creator who made them, who the fuck am I? Get out your ego. What make you think people ain't gonna talk about you? When you doing stuff, you make it look so easy. You make it look so Rico Suave. You so dapper with it. You so in your lane. You might be weird, but you're doing what you're doing because the source creator made you do that. Embrace your uniqueness. Embrace your organicness. Put down on shenanigans and put on that full suit of your spirituality. I'm gonna ask you: are you being aware, or are you just conscious of what's going on? To be, that's all we have. We don't have an option not to be. That's an illusion. Don't let the enter to be or not to be. Could you not be yourself? You get caught up in doing. So now when I was not being myself, I was in a spiritual collapse. I was going through a spiritual depression. I wasn't including spirit in nothing I was doing. You know why? Because I thought I got it. I'm doing me. Doing me almost fucked my life up too. I almost blew my brains out doing me. Till that voice said, "Hey, you ain't hungry. I'm actually starving." So with that being said, I want you to work on becoming aware of the feelings you're having without taking them personal and releasing those feelings to replace them with that healing. Hmm. I don't have words to express how I feel. Words don't hold the depth of how I'm feeling on the inside. Best thing I can say is it's above blissness. You can call it heaven, but people think I die to go to heaven. Best thing I can say I'm connected with source and I'm flowing with my well-being. I'm being a slave to what created me. I'm not being a slave to my past. And most importantly, hmm, I'm aware of my breathing. I'm aware of my evolution. And most of all, I'm aware of what's in me, the prana, the spiritual being, the same thing that's in you. You might not recognize what's in you. When you start recognizing it and connecting with it, it's gonna be a dance, baby. You can't never stop dancing. You're gonna be married to your spirit. Like you single? Like hell no. Baby, you wanna see my spirit with me? You don't see me shining? And the reason why I say that is a lot of times we get in relationships with a male or female and they're not quite complete within. So not indirectly, they're gonna rob your time and energy from you getting close to your spiritual self. Somebody say amen this then? I ain't trying to preach, baby. I'm here to teach. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about what you heard. I'm talking about something new that's gonna help you be a brand new you. So the most important relationship is within. When you, by me working on a relationship within, I'm able to develop a room to have a relationship with other people. And it don't always have to be a business manner. It don't have to be a sexual manner. It could be a relationship where I just have a conversation with you. It don't have a relationship where I need something from you. It's balance. We having a dialogue. It's a conversation. I'm not judging you. You not judging me. I'm allowing you. You allowing me. So what we got right now? We're in ether. That's the highest form of air that we can have is ether. If y'all people race cars, y'all not got ether. That's a gas. That's the highest. That's that drag racing gas that come out purple. We talking about ether. Ether. The highest form of air that we can have. That's what we create. So I'm gonna ask you: are you being aware of your consciousness, or are you just plain conscious? Yeah, you got anything to say if we get out of here? No pressure, just asking.
Nope, just taking it in, soaking it in as I usually do.
Okay. Any questions? Any feedback?
Yeah.
If you're in the audience, yeah.
But the ether is what's that called? Where the information goes up into
I would say the ether.
the ether.
That what makes us connected. Because you
Right.
can be thinking something, I'm thinking something. That's how we're connected. Because the thought process, we all think from the same awareness. It's like the data bank of consciousness is what we come from.
Right.
The hard drive of the spiritual world. You did?
Could you explain that real quick?
What real quick? What?
About the ether. What the
Oh,
ether
the ether. So ether is, let's say everybody has a computer, so we have a modem that holds all the data what we ever use on the computer. Now in the spiritual world, we got a spiritual database, which is in the ether, which is the pure form of awareness. That way you could be thinking something and somebody else be thinking something too. Y'all might say at the same time too, because that shows we're connected. We all come from that database of awareness that's in the ethers, that's out there beyond the satellites. Most of those satellites are up there to stop our ancestors from connecting with us. So that's why it's so important to sit and meditate and allow that genius to flow through you. Oh yes, perfect genius. See, thank you, y'all. See, genius, they gave us a misconception about being a genius. They're thinking that a genius is only based on your IQ. No, man, an IQ test came from back in day when concentration camps and everything going with that foolishness. But a genius is someone who not only asks a question out loud, but you sit and wait until higher energy or attractive fields answer that question for you. That's being genius. It ain't based on your IQ. You do the research on the IQ that go way back to concentration camp. That is book smart. I can read this and retain that. But being intuitive, connected to them higher energy, attractive patterns, that's genius. So now I can see why people say I'm a genius. Before I couldn't receive that. But now understanding the meaning of a genius, I can say yes, I'm that. And I love attractive. Somebody say in the background. Oh, and somebody say in the background. And one thing with y'all definitely helps assist me seeing myself as I evolve. After Jazz Garden the weekend in Dade County, I partied Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Y'all seen me Monday. And what you said, y'all about me Monday?
What, you look different?
Uh-huh. And what you said I felt like, I said I look different or do I feel different? You say what?
Felt different.
I say feel different. I said what I feel, y'all?
Like a yogi.
A yogi. I say, a yogi. I say so I let it marinate for like a day or two. I say, y'all, what is yogi energy to you? And your response was?
Okay, so someone's calm, like he was calm, no aggression, peaceful. No aggression existing.
No aggression existing. So when we look at the invisible world, aggression and non-aggression can exist in the same time because they happen simultaneously. Oh yes, what's the word? What's the word I'm thinking about? Synchronicity. That's what I'm looking for. In synchronicity, there's no cause or effect. It just happens. What I mean is, so if something happened in the ether, it happens here at the same time. Synchronicity. It doesn't happen in the ether, then it happens here. It mirrors each other. So what we're thinking fires off in the ether and it manifests. It's no cause and effect. It's synchronicity. It's at the same time. So what are you cultivating in the ethers, in that, in the consciousness of awareness that's going to develop in your life? Be that genius and allow awareness to help you become connected with that awareness in them ethers, man. Pull down what you need and help other people. Everybody can't do it, but you can. Get out your emotions, get out your physical body, get in that mental, and get in that spiritual. We have 4 levels of the body. We got the physical, which is super close. We got that emotional, the super even right closer. Like we elevate higher, we got the mental and the spiritual body. There's two higher bodies. Accept all four, but understand that that physical and that emotional body keeps us tethered to lower vibration that keeps us in this flesh. We want to be able to transcend and go to the high level and maintain it, but still be relatable to the other level. There's no level better than other levels. We just want to become aware. That's all we're doing. The main mission is becoming aware of what's going on and know simply just to be. If y'all want me to go a little deeper, hit some of that box down low, man. Cause I don't want to lose you. I want to come back and get you. You can also email me with any personal questions. NamasteThug@gmail.com. Inbox me. Let's have a dialogue. Once again, NamasteThug.com. Feel free to sign up for a free 15 or 30-minute consultation. Allow me to teach you how to get your power back. Allow me to help you transform into that higher spiritual being that you want to be. Allow me to help you shift your knowing system to that high gear. Namaste, Thug. My wellness is your wealth. I'm gonna hold the space for you. Come on home. Peace. True heart under God. Thug life. Unk by code. Peace.